restarting. I'll give you a link in a minute when it refreshes properly.
Really?
Yeah. Just messing around until it loads up. There we go. Until it loads up. There we go. Until it loads up. Okay. There we go. Until it loads up. Okay. It seems that we're all here. And now we've lost our DM.
I have never lost. I just turn up precisely when I mean to.
Oh, okay.
So yes, you're all your same characters, because that makes it easier.
Stop trying to hide the truth.
Okay, so how do you want to do this? Do we want to all just be at where we left off last session and spooky things happen? Or do we want to go
Indiscriminate time, indiscriminate place.
something spooky when we don't have an origin time?
Like an
Second one.
alternative timeline where she's met us before?
Or, it could just be in like a month, but we don't know that. Like, it would be called a filler arc, if you will.
I don't know what that means.
I do.
That's.
It was part of the anime.
I was gonna say, Kirsten,
Yeah,
you
it's
should have
part
been
of the
like,
anime.
you've watched Naruto. I know you have.
Exactly. What it is.
You know exactly what filler arc is.
Fairy tale.
Oh my god. I like it though. I don't know. Then yeah, I mean, sure, whatever. I don't care. Just put me in a place. Let me do things.
Sure, let's see.
You're 3 hours away from the third island.
No, you're not. You are in an indeterminate place at an indeterminate time, and there are just the three of you. But you come across you're in a some form of forest, and you come across what seems to be like a giant tree stump. But the stump is very much hollow. But if you look in the top, it seems to be deep, like you can't see the bottom. It seems to go down much further than the outside stump structure. What would you like to do?
Um,
You've come across in a sort of clearing. There's a large on one side that's a lot longer to the tree line than it is on one other, and there's this large tree stump in the thing. It's you guesstimate that it's maybe 20 feet wide, like a 20-foot diameter to this hollow tree.
Larimar?
Yeah.
The hell are we doing?
Don't know.
Does it
You're
feel
not
like
entirely sure, but it might be something to do with the giant line of ants running at you from one end of this corner.
We should probably continue running.
Did you say ants?
Treants.
Okay,
Treants.
okay.
Let's call them treants because that's probably copyrighted property.
Right. Has this happened yet? Do we know the outcome to this? No, nobody's got this one stored away. Okay, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm down to run.
Cool, let's run.
Legs don't fail me now. Where do we want to run to? Because there's a clearing. There's a stump.
Maybe we should, like, inspect the stump.
I mean, there's trees behind us. I think just opposite direction of them.
Really outrun tree ants in the forest?
I probably could.
I know, but can Frockden?
I mean, I can fly. I can fly up.
Yeah, you have
Everyone can give me a perception check if they want.
Okay.
Do I have to?
Ooh.
You don't have to. That's why I said if you want.
Still giving you one.
Even with your -1, you still did better than me.
Yeah, Ailah, you notice that as you're standing at the top of this thing, you can actually see that it's not so much that the hole goes down a long way, as it is basically at ground level. There seems to be a shimmer as if it's a portal of some kind, rather than a sheer drop.
So
I want to share that. I'm going to share that information, obviously, with the non-perceptive people in my.
I mean, I'll take your word for it. At this point, I've seen weirder things, like Krusk bathing. So
some more treants emerge from the trees on the other side of the stump.
S'more treants, like graham crackers and chocolate and some more. So do we want to risk it? I mean,
well, now they're on both sides of us, right?
Yeah, and they are small treants. They are holding some, like on each of their branchy hands. They have a bunch of marshmallows.
Okay, so can I do a check to see if they look like they're
like they want to murder us?
like are they angry ants or are they?
Make me an insight check.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the nasty kind of treants. They want to gribbity grab you and smash you against a rock, probably. The marshmallows seem to be more an aid for their grappling. They seem to be very sticky marshmallows, and therefore they could grab you easier.
All right, guys. So
A needle pulling thread. La so no. Yeah. So you said it's like a teleporter, transporter spell. Is that like? Is it gonna take us somewhere else?
I mean, only one way to find out.
you want to light them on fire?
I don't think I can do that much casting today.
Okay.
Screw it. I jump in. Frockden jumps in.
Now I'm gonna jump into.
I'm also going to jump in, but I'm going to cast Featherfall on myself.
You did.
Fair enough. So you all
I'm gonna
dive
cast
in.
counterspell as no.
Yeah, you dive in, and you plunge down roughly 30 feet into this.
Oh, so I get to choose multiple creatures. So I'm going to choose me
Ailah.
and Ailah. That's it though.
Yeah, kind of saw that coming.
No. Oh no, I can't see your pet, can I?
Yeah, my pet'll be fine. You can see
Okay.
the dog. You can see Mini Cujo, but you
I'll
can't.
cast on Mini Cujo as well.
Right, yep. You dive into this 30-foot ball, hit the portal, vroom, and as your eyes adjust to your new surroundings, it's decently dark, and then you hit a sloped surface and come spilling out into brightness again. Frocky will take a little bit of damage.
Of course. Can I cutting words the ground to reduce the bludgeoning damage?
No, it is not an attack. It's
You're a
just an attack.
stupid floor!
So you take 18 damage.
Wow.
I thought you said a little damage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a little.
50
That's...
feet.
Oh,
You
50
I thought
feet,
you
okay,
said
fair enough.
30 feet of bubble.
Yeah, 30 feet down to the portal, and then there was a 20-foot fall after the portal.
Portal should be slow and falls and stuff, man. Alright.
Don't know what portals you've been through.
Stargate Atlantis. Yeah, so... Ah! Ow.
And you
Ow.
come tumbling out, and you're at the base of a large tree. As in really large. Probably the same width as the one you jumped through, so roughly 20 feet in diameter. But as you look around, you can see a bunch of these same sized trees of roughly 20-foot diameter towering above you. But what you also notice is behind a couple of rocks, there are actually what seems to be two draconic heads poking above them.
And it's just that blatantly obvious for us to see them.
Yeah, I mean, they're air quotes hiding. They're pretty obvious. They're poking their entire heads above them. And they are... One of them's a kind of a shock... Both of them are... No, just one. One's like a shock white and really fluffy. And then the other one is kind of a bright neon green. And so they stand out against the rock pretty well.
So they're draconic looking heads.
Yeah, give me a nature check.
7.
Yeah, Isla, you'd guess that they're probably wormling sized, maybe?
And what do I think they are?
They could be weird kobolds.
Alright.
Or Dragonborn, one of the two.
Oh, okay. Yeah, screw it. Frocky will step forward and just in common be like, "Hey, how's it going? Come here often?"
Mm-hmm. The shock white one instantly kind of turns to a very vibrant shade of pinky purple and shrinks against the rock. And then you see two halfling-sized figures pop up from behind the rock, brandishing. Well, one's brandishing like a spear, and the other one's got what looks like a bow, but very small bow.
Hi there. How you doing? We're new to the neighborhood. Just kind of popped in. Just wanted to check it out. You know, we heard there was a nice place to live. Thought we'd swing by. Are you the neighbors?
All right, pointy man. Just why did you bring the giants here?
The giants.
Yeah, the giants. I know you're an elf, but what are they? They're very big. They're giants.
I'm not an elf.
I'd know those pointy ears anywhere. You're definitely an elf.
No, I'm a gnome. I'm a gnome. See, elves are like twice my height.
I know what a gnome is. Gnomes are little guys. We have them in our garden.
How tall are you?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm pretty big for my age. I'm like 3 foot, roughly.
Yeah, I'm the same height. I'm looking you in the eye right now, man.
Yeah, so you're an elf. You've got pointy ears, so you're an elf.
No. See, gnomes have kind of pointy-ish ears.
What is this
Yeah, but
place?
gnomes are little.
Yeah,
Shut up, giant. I'm not talking to you.
yeah, and I'm little too. You're little. I'm little. I'm staring you right in the face.
Now we're normal sized.
What?
We're normal sized. They're giants.
Oh, they're giants.
You've
Okay.
obviously been brainwashed. Poor elf.
Not an elf. I'm a gnome. Anyway. So what?
Alright, giants. What did you do to him? The Enderman will be lenient on you. And he's pointing his bow to each of you in turn. And the little spear guy's kind of hunkering again. He seems pretty shy, but valiant.
Do that.
Trust me, if I was going to do anything to him, it would be a lot worse than choking him like this. No
Now
offense,
it's fault
Monkey.
us.
Wait,
What a fault
wait.
that.
Who are you people?
Are you saying
We're the
that to
Munchkin.
us? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who?
We're the Munchin, of course.
What?
We're the Munchin.
The Munchin.
Yeah. We've been around here for years. You've been cohorting with those giants for too long, I think.
No, I don't even know them. That's what I was talking to them. I'm sorry that I was looking at you, but I was just shocked that there were these giants behind me. That's scary. Like, they just came out of nowhere on me.
Uh-huh.
Can I do a history check to see if I've ever heard of these people?
Yeah, give me a history check.
Can I? Because of Bard? Oh, well,
Okay.
it's not really
Yeah, you
going
can
to
make
matter.
a history check as well.
Oh, wow. Larimar with a natural
This one
20.
Okay, yeah, Ailah, they seem to be halflings. Larimar, you're probably the only person who actually has heard of these people. in enough information to have a guesstimate at where you are. This is probably a country called Elhurst, far to the west, like far, far to the west. There's legends about it, brought from the times when Yuan-Ti raiders used to come across. And essentially, the legend is that there's an entire vast expanse where these dragon-riding halflings rule.
Correct. Is this place called Elhurst?
As if you didn't know, giant.
And you guys are the people who ride dragons.
Right, dragons?
They're the halflings that ride dragons. Giant.
Don't know that. And
Shut up, Smidge.
No, we're Munchin. We're not halflings. Halflings
Yeah.
are small.
Yeah.
Are smaller than you?
Yeah, halflings are small. They're like bit bigger than babies. Baby and Munchin. They're about the same size as a gnome.
But they're not as big as these giants, right?
No, they're half size as us.
Yeah.
About half your size.
We're
'Cause
like
you're an elf.
we're like giants that no, but so we're like giants to them then. Just like
Yeah,
these are.
essentially, yeah.
Yeah. I lean in real close and I whisper, do we hate giants?
He like kind of looks quizzically off to one side for a second, and it's like, well, not too much. It's just we've never encountered them, so we don't know what they want, and they're probably up to no good.
Well, the one over there with the chesticles, that's a woman giant, and they like to take your money in return for a night of time with you.
Okay.
And then this guy
can I
over
slap him in the
here,
back of the head?
I'm whispering
Wait.
to him, motherfucker.
Wait,
And-
so you have to pay
Right.
them to take them prisoner? That seems like a stupid idea. I
Yeah,
think you
it's-
just take them prisoner and not pay them.
Oh well, because that's illegal.
You obviously haven't been from Elhurst, have you? Poor elf, he's lost his way.
I've lost my mind and I've lost my way. I think it's really their fault. I'm just saying. They
We should tie them all up before he hurts himself. And the little guy with the spear nods and pulls out a big length of rope. And then he runs up to you, Elf. Alright, Elf, don't resist. He's just going to tie you up. It's for your own safety. Just so that no one thinks that you're going to be dangerous or something like that. Okay?
I have some manacles if you want to use those.
That's very generous, Giant, but I'm pretty sure that they'd be very loose and he could get free. After
Trust
all,
me.
they're probably giant manacles, aren't they?
No, these are collapsible to both normal people and giants.
But that means that they're uncollapsible, so you can make them bigger again and then he can escape.
He can't.
I'm
do
too
that,
savvy
though.
for
I
you.
have the- Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Larimar?
yeah, you have
Just
the key, so that we
make
don't
sure-
and then he can't.
I'll give you the key. Just make sure you tie it up really tight. He tricked us in coming down here. Can't trust him.
I did not.
I think we'll
I didn't
I
even
think
know
we'll
these
stick to the
guys.
road,
For his
thanks.
I didn't even know they were
If I was
following
you-
me. I didn't know they were following me. I'm glad you pointed them out to me because then I could have been in some serious danger.
Probably should gag his mouth as well. Don't just stop with tying him up.
That is actually a good point. He can cast magic.
Yeah, I've heard that
By
that elves
talking.
can do that. Elves are pretty magical. Alright, we should
I'm a
probably
gnome.
gag him. Well,
I'm a gnome. I'm not
You're
an
an elf.
elf. I'm not an elf.
he's
I'm a
very
gnome.
deluded, poor man.
Sir, I am a
Elf.
gnome. I'm a
You're an
gnome,
elf.
and these are giants. Are you gonna believe the giants over me, someone your height?
Now we're going to believe ourselves over a manic man. Because you're normal sized and you've got pointy ears, that makes you an elf. Unless you're like a really giant
I'm not
gnome,
a
in which
norm.
case you should probably be put in the place with the giants.
How tall am I to these
Um,
guys? I mean, I'm 3 foot.
they're pretty much you're pretty much the same size as them.
Okay, but they're still calling me an elf. That I'm huge. Okay.
You're an elf. Yes, we are normal sized. You are normal sized, and the elves are just normal sized, right? And they got 20 ears. That's what an elf is.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
He might be half elf, half gnome.
But how would you know? Wouldn't a half gnome be shorter?
I mean, I'm pretty
Could
short.
be a really big elf.
Shut up, giant. I'm
I
not
think you
taking
should
anything.
gag him too.
I would gag you all. Just sit still while we gag you. And tell you up, sir.
Down for this. Not one bit. There's no way. No. Yeah, no. I'm not cool with this.
The gagging or the tying?
Touching us. You can touch Frocky. He deserves it after he tried to force like that, but I'm not okay with being drug off by some halflings to God knows where in a tree stump.
Hey, we're Munchin and we're normal sized. You're the giant.
Hey, you spent a
Halflings
night.
are tiny.
Go ahead.
We fight him.
Hey, listen. Being bound and gagged and dragged along by a halfling in a tree stump that you found in the middle of nowhere. You've done a lot worse things in that brothel. Okay, so
No, we won't drag you along. That's too much effort. You'll walk like a normal person.
I thought they were giants, not normal.
No, I know they're not normal, but they can still walk like normal people, right? I mean, they're big, but they can still walk. They were walking before. We saw them.
We can't walk if our hands are tied. It's because of how big we are.
Then we'll roll you along.
That won't work either.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
No, because then they'll just float upwards. Giants float when you roll them. They just start floating upwards.
Probably a
You just
deception
have to let
check.
us walk.
A deception
You can keep
check.
weapons, trademarks, but
Ooh. Not good. My next proficiency. Oh!
Nice.
So, did they float upwards if you roll them?
Yes.
All right. But we're binding up the elf. He won't float.
fair enough.
I actually have to be carried. I'm very fragile, and if I'm jostled too much from being tugged or from not being able to walk properly, then part of me will break. I mean, I'm an elf, so you know how fragile we are.
Why would you? You're not fragile. You're an elf.
Yeah, I'm fragile. You can't spell
You know
fragile
what?
without agile, and that's what elves are. That's what we are. Agile and fragile.
All right, we're not going to tie any of you up. But if you move badly, I'm going to get my dragon to eat you. Okay?
Fair enough.
All right.
Real,
Move along.
real quick right now.
No, wait. The elf can cast magic. We need to gag you.
How can I get you to let me ride on one of your dragons? Charming and open.
You can get tied up.
So if I let you tie me up, you'll let me ride a dragon?
Well, we'll put you on the dragon.
Deal. I let them tie me
so,
up so I can go on the dragon.
Who do you report to?
In all honesty, I would have to say myself.
Not sure how the good this is.
I
But
mean,
at least
there's
it doesn't report to the giants. Alright, I'm tying you up and tagging you now. And you're
Okay.
off you on the dragon.
all right.
So yeah, they'll tie you up and put you on the fluffy dragon, who's kind of a softer pink by now.
Does
But yeah,
it
it's a very fluffy dragon.
does it like me?
You don't think so?
Gesundheit! Oh no, he's
Dirty
casting
down
spells!
You can give me an insight check to see if you can work out whether it likes you or not.
Okay. 13. I'm rolling shit.
It doesn't seem to like you more than it thinks you're less dangerous now. It seems to react to how dangerous things around it.
Okay. Have they noticed Mini Cujo, by the way, at this point?
They think he's just a piece of wildlife, so they're not bothered.
Okay.
All right, I'm taking you to the big place, the chief's hut. Is that okay? Good. No, don't care if it's okay. We're taking you there. And then they'll basically lead you. Well, he leads you, and the guy with the spear is behind you, preparing to poke your butts if you don't move.
I say to Mini Cujo, because I want to. This is one of the phrases that I've learned in Abyssal, to tell him to jump up on the wyvern with me. Or the wormling.
How did you learn Abyssal again?
Remember, I'm learning phrases and words and sentences one at a time.
Yeah, but you don't know it yet.
If this is a jump forward or in any other direction, then...
Yeah, and you still haven't learned enough to have the language yet.
I don't know the word in Abyssal for come. The one word.
And until you know the language, assume you don't know anything.
I try
Unless
my
I
best.
arbitrarily decide.
How about this? I try my best to pronounce the word that Big Cujo has taught me. How about that?
Good job. You attempted it.
I attempted it. I'm learning.
Top tier attempting.
Do I get a intelligence roll or
Sure. Straight intelligence.
20?
Okay. Yeah, it jumps up in the back of you with you.
Yay! I finally rolled good once, and it's gonna be the only one for the rest of the game.
Alright, little animal, please don't hop up there. He is a manic elf. Don't know whether he's going to be dangerous or not. Yeah, I don't know. I'll make sure that the little dog thing doesn't get hurt. Alright, we're taking you to the chief.
Sounds good.
And he'll lead you through a bunch of trees, and eventually to one that's a bit larger, looks about 30 feet diameter, and leads you up to the front. And he says, kind of runs up to it, slides open the door, and starts leading you up a big spiral staircase. And you pass by a bunch of floors, but eventually you get to the tippity top. And you come to a kind of there's a very tiny landing, about 10 foot square, and then there's a door which he raps on, and he says, "Chief, I've found some people. I've got 2 giants and an elf."
Gnome!
He's an elf. He's deluded. We think he may have been brainwashed by the giants.
There's no business like gnome business. There's no.
Yeah, the door opens. You head in. It's a pretty finely furnished room, actually. It's a very. It seems as if they've carved the desk out from the tree itself, and so a lot of the furniture seems to just match where it would have been carved out from. But you go in there, and there is a slightly burlier halfling-sized guy, with like a very fancy what looks like a university hat on his head. And he's got a little cloak around him, and he says, "Oh, what do we got here? Yeah, we got the. Oh, he definitely looks like an elf. He got the pointy
I'm a
ears.
gnome.
Definitely.
I'm a gnome, thank you.
You're gagged. You're gagged. You can't say that. We gagged him so in case he cast magic on us or on somebody nearby, it would be very dangerous. Oh, that's okay. All right. I'm not sure if you should have brought the giants here, though. Oh yes, well we had some trouble. We couldn't work out what exactly to do. We were going to tie up the giants as well, but apparently if you roll them, they'll float into the sky. Oh, that makes sense, I guess. Okay, giants, what's your business here?
Accidental intrusion?
What's that? Accidental invasion? Typical
Intrusion.
Giants. Typical giants. Too unintelligent to work out where they're going and invade the wrong country.
Yeah, typical giant.
And what about you, female giant? What do you think? What are you here for?
There were very malicious marshmallow ants. Kill me. Jumped in here to save my life.
You were chased by martial ants? This is terrible. Where were the ants? We'll chase down the ants.
Oh, they're everywhere.
People, did you hear that? They have martial ants. Yes, I did hear that, sir. But what should we do about it, though? I don't know. Form a militia. All right, sir. I'll get on that right away. And the young guy runs down the stairs. All right, well, and he runs over to you, Frocky, takes your gag out and unties your things and says, "All right, elf, you know magic, right, elf?"
Gnome, and yes, I do know some magics.
Why do you keep saying gnome? It's not a greeting.
No, my name is Gnome.
Ah, good gnome. Gnome, you know magic, right? Why weren't you helping? Were you helping these giants against the martial ants?
I honestly was running for my life. I jumped in, and they followed, seeing that it was the smartest thing to do.
You're running from your wife? Oh my gosh. Was your wife turned into a martial ant?
Yes, but we had still been together a few months after that.
Oh my. So is all this your responsibility? Did you create the martial ants with your magic?
I did not create the martial ants, and it's tree ants. Not
But
ants.
you turned your wife into a martial ant. So you must be responsible for at least some of the martial ants.
No. A marital ant. Marital, like through marriage, she became an aunt to my nephews.
What the fuck?
See,
You made them an ant and then lit the fuse? So
yeah.
you're one of those fairies, are you? You're a fairy.
No, I swing both
This
ways.
is dastardly. A fairy elf. We need to get you out of here immediately. This is too dangerous. Can't have fairy elves. He goes to gag you again. Can't have you turning my people into martial ants.
No, marital ant. Marital ants!
Alright. You giants. This elf is your responsibility. I'm tasking you with dealing with this martial ant problem.
We would be honored, sir, to protect the forest, but could you show us a safe way?
A safe way to do what?
Here.
I missed that last bit.
Microphone looks screwed up. Out of here, so we can surprise the ints from, like, behind them. Hey, don't you have, like, a secret way?
I mean, you could go the branches of the trees. Probably the best way to surprise an ant, unless they're white ants, in which case they could eat the trees. Could be more serious than I thought.
He thinks they're insects! I'm sorry, I'm yelling through my mouth because I am gagged.
Larry, why didn't you just let me light him up?
Because they had 2 dragons with them?
Oh, they did? Dragons, I missed that part. They have 2
Light 'em
dragons.
up. They're fire ants? Or why didn't you
Not
say
the,
this? Fire ants are even more dangerous.
not the halflings were near the church!
See down here.
At this point, Frockden starts trying to gnaw through his gag.
Yeah, the halfling's kind of pacing back and forth with this revelation that they're fire ants. He's very disturbed.
Might I suggest that you ungag him?
But then he might turn us all to ants. Fire ants.
I mean, if you want, I can keep a sword to his throat, or you can.
I don't have a sword and I don't trust you because you're a giant.
Do you want to use one of my weapons?
Who knows what nasty poisons you might have left on the blade.
I mean, you can hit me with the blade if you want. Like, all I'm saying is you can let him speak and just keep a knife to his throat.
Yeah, but then what happens what happens if he turns me into an ant first, and then I can't stab him with the knife?
You have 2 knives on him.
Well, but then I'd need another halfling.
There's 3 of you in here, and why do you need another halfling?
Well, the other 2 went to fetch the militia, so
Oh, right. Also,
just
you
him.
just said you're a halfling.
yeah, I need a halfling.
Why would you need a halfling?
Because halflings are the sword users.
Oh. Wait.
We don't use swords. Swords are for little people. We use
What
like
do you
spears and bows
use?
and cool things. Spears and bows and cool things.
Right. Okay. You know, you could just like.
Swords are an exotic weapon. They're
Right.
too long for us. Way too long.
What about halberds? How do you feel about them?
They're like big spears, right?
They're huge spears, yeah.
In that case, you had a giant spear. That'd be way too big for us, because you're a giant.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
What languages do you two know? Sounds good. I was more asking out of character.
See, I told you Ailah was a giant. She even knows the language.
So do I, but apparently I'm a fucking elf.
That or a giant gnome.
Named Gnome now, apparently.
Wait, Elvish. For some reason I thought I had Orcish. Wow. I want to say to Ailah in Elvish, how the fuck do we get out of this?
Could kill them.
I mean, it is only the one guy now.
Too hard. We could always blame it on Frockden.
Can I try to gnaw out of this fucking thing?
Oh, I see what you did here, elf. You even taught them your language. How you?
Can I try to gnaw through this thing? Is there a check?
I can
sure,
tell
give
you
me an
this
unarmed
much.
attack.
I will definitely have your back.
An unarmed
Larry.
attack on a fucking gag with my teeth. Okay. 16. There's my damage roll.
What is this?
Roll a d2 -1.
Oh god. Zero.
You're attempting to make headway, but it's not working currently.
Okay.
Okay. This gentleman is easily impressed.
And
All right. Go down the tree. Go down the tree. You too, elf. Going down the tree.
But why?
Gotta deal with all these fire ants.
Oh, right, the fire ants.
Don't think we should go with him. Down a tree. It's filthy in here. I can't go climbing down into a.
I mean, you climbed up here fine.
Snitches.
Yeah, we climbed up here fine. I mean, I'll say this in Elvish. I think all he wants us to do is join him in killing the Ents,
Okay.
and then we should be good to run. Especially if the Ents are back through that portal.
Oh wait, no, I don't speak Elvish. God damn it.
So should we just go with them for now?
We'll go with them, I guess, but be ready.
Yeah, I can summon a weapon to my hand at any second. I'm always ready. Well,
Stop talking giant. It's confusing me.
We're speaking Elvish.
No, I've heard Elvish before. That's definitely something different.
Oh, I want to say something in giant so bad.
I can speak Elvish, but it's not that hard.
You can?
Yeah, I can speak Elvish.
I was just talking
What-
to that one on the back of the wyvern.
Could you give me a phrase in Elvish?
Of course. Uh, what phrase you want to hear?
Anything. I just want to hear the language.
Which, Frocky, you would know translates to "I don't trust you, giant," in Gnomish.
I know Gnomish as well.
Yeah, so you know it translates to "I don't trust you, giant."
Why don't you trust me?
See, you know Elvish now. That's Elvish.
Oh, okay.
So you know Elvish. I knew it.
I know a couple languages.
You know Elvish. I also speak giant. You obviously some of their smartest scouts. There's going to be a full-on invasion. Are you bringing these fire ants with you?
No, we were running away from. They were attacking us.
Well, that's right, because
Can we just-
the elf created them. The elves and the giants having a war.
Not that I know of. I'm actually half elf. Can't you see my ears?
So why are the creatures made by the elf attacking the giants?
I think these ones got loose and are like this guy here and have no master.
We'll soon deal with them. Alright.
We help you
Down-
deal with
down
them.
the tree.
Okay. If we help you deal with them, can we be set free?
Alright. But you gotta leave. I can't have you here.
Yeah, that's
This
fine.
this is one Shin territory.
Yeah, we'll leave. We do not want to be here anyway. Also, we do start fighting. You might want to gag him. He's pretty okay in a fight.
But how do we know he's not going to just make more fire ants?
I'll stab him if he tries.
Kill him if he does.
Alright. But I'll be watching you. Alright?
That is fine.
So do you descend the tree with him?
Yeah.
You get out the bottom and you can see that there's now roughly 24 of these dragon riders, each of them with either a spear or a bow. And there's a large assortment of different dragons that you see. They're all wormling sized. Some of them are these weird, fluffy, pink or white ones. Some of them are these neon green ones. There's a bunch of them, and none of them really correlate to any of the normal wormling types you're used to. Like, there's no just plain green ones or plain red ones or anything like that. They're all weird in some way. There are a couple with mainly black, which you almost recognize, but then they're all speckled with these yellow scales, random yellow scales in parts, or white scales. They're all very different. But then they kind of lead you to the front of the pack, and they say the young guy that you met earlier says, "All right, giants and elf, lead us to where these giant ants are."
Okay, guys, just real quick before
How did he get out his V gag? Please gag him again.
they took me out. They were told by your leader to do this so I could help.
Yeah, but we aren't at the battle yet. Why'd you unlock him when he's not at the battle yet?
So here's the thing. Real important information. Does anybody have fire with them? Does anybody have fire with them at all? Anything that you can light on fire?
Why would we have fire?
Well, because you're
fire ants.
No. What they were saying was that they are weak against fire ants. They are ants that are weak against fire, and they look, and it kind of almost seems like they're actually made of wood. So like from trees. So you could technically call them tree ants, and that's a good way to remember that they're weak against fire, is because they look like trees. Larimar, just let me do
Right.
this.
I was just gonna say, I'm so sorry. He's right.
Yeah.
In giant, that's what we call.
Yeah. See. So we kind of need some
All
fire.
right, all right, but watch yourselves. Stop trying to confuse us.
That's why the elf is
Language
here to try
barrier.
to make sense of it.
Also, don't you dare turn us into ants, elf. If you do,
Oh
we'll kill you.
no, I bumped my head and I completely forgot how to do that.
Didn't stop you from doing it to your wife. All right, forward, boys. All right, lads, let's move. Got to get there and kill these things. And they start heading towards where you were found, essentially. But slow, because they're waiting for the giants, and the giants are slow.
Can we ride dragons with you so we can do this quicker?
Oh yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Not really.
The dragons are ours. You can't have them,
I don't
much
want your
less them,
dragon.
and the fairy steeds.
Okay.
Good sneaky tried giant, but it's not going to work.
I would actually be of proper size to ride one. Can I get one? And then
No, because you're still tied up on one.
I thought we've already been over this.
No,
Well, yeah, you
you
got your-
not untied.
Yeah, you're not untied. You're still on that weird.
Oh,
You're still on the
I
fairy
thought you
dragon.
said, oh well, we need to untie him.
Yeah, we'll untie you when you get to the battle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then technically I would still be riding one then, because if I haven't been taken
Yeah,
off.
exactly. You're still
Yeah.
riding on one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you are.
All right. No, this is cool. I'm fine with this. I don't even need to fight. This is great.
Alright, where are these 3 ants? Can't see them.
They are up past the portal.
Yeah, the spot we
Alright.
fell down.
Oh my god. And they're looking at the place where you're fine. They've already done a number on the tree. It's just a giant stump left.
Yeah. Those bastards.
Oh boy. This could be worse than we could ever imagine. Alright, how do we find them? How do we track these nasty beasts? Well, how do we get that? We need to kill these 3 ants.
Well, we have to go through that first. And then once we get through, we'll start looking for them.
Alright, how do we get through then?
Your dragons can fly, can't they?
Yes, they can. Where are we going? How do we get through? Where's the portal?
Can we see the spot where we fell?
Yeah, there's an entrance to the base of the thing.
Cool. I just head towards it and point it out.
Alright, boys. So a couple of them hop off, see the portal, head back onto their dragons. And the guy, the chief guy, walks to the front of the group and says, "Alright, boys. This could be our darkest hour. Here we are relying on an elf and 2 giants and their intel. It could be a trap. I'm not going to lie to you. But if it is, I expect each one of you to do your best. And make sure you kill the 2 giants and an elf first, if it is a trap. Because that's how we do it. Right? Good. Hi-yo, boys. And he toddles back to his own dragon. Hops on it. And then they lead them through. How are you going to get out of the portal? I mean, Frocky's going to get pulled through on a weird fluffy dragon.
Guess I have to walk.
I mean, we can't really walk, isn't it above us? Didn't we fall down it?
Yeah, it's about 20 foot up.
Could one of you dragons help us up?
Alright, but if you try any funny business, I'll drop you again.
Okay.
They'll kind of grab you by the shoulders, the dragon will, and lift you up.
As he lifts me up, I just want to say to Ailah, in Elvish, do you just want to run once we get through?
Good.
Like, ditch these guys?
Serious. Get out of here. This is getting really weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they lift you up through the portal and you head out. And as you get up, you can see the rest of them circling around. And they see the trees, the tree ants that were there are still there, glaring up at you guys and the dragons now. And they kind of start reaching back and throwing their arms as if they're throwing something. And as they do, like these weird needles of branch fly through the air at the different dragons. And they cast the dragons and their riders start swooping in, attempting to attack these things. They drop you at the base of the stump to fight. Frocky, you get loosed from your bonds and dropped at the base of the stump as well.
No! I wanted to
Hey,
keep
Frocky.
riding the dragon. No.
Do you just let Frocky do just want to run while they're fighting?
I mean, I kind of like these guys.
Cool, me and Alia don't.
Well, I don't want to see them
Who's
die.
Like them.
Ayla.
All they want to do is tie you up, gag you, and kill you.
They didn't want to kill me. They
If
just
you
want...
like that, then we can do that to you, Frocky.
You already have done that, and I've paid you for it. Let's not forget this, okay? But I got to ride a dragon. I mean, it was a little dragon thing, but it was still a dragon. You guys have never
Okay.
done that for me. They're like already better friends than you.
Okay, go with them then. I'm getting out of here.
And where you gonna go? This entire place is surrounded by treants.
They're also fighting dragons right now. I can probably slip
You know
by.
one thing? Larry knew where we were.
Yeah, but we were being surrounded on all sides by treants. Take a look around.
Are the treants paying attention to us at all, Josh?
One is currently heading straight towards you. A lot of them are dying very quickly. The weird fluffy ones seem to just make a small splash. That goes poof, and it's almost like a spore effect, and a couple of the trees kind of go to sleep. The weird black ones seem to be doing almost How to Train Your Dragon Night Fury blasts, and then there's a bunch of different random effects going off, and very few of them actually look like fire.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna cast slow on it with Chrono, and then cast haste on us and start running.
Well, let's see how many fail their saves first.
Fair enough. Just as many
Can
of
I
the
bless on him first?
treants.
Is it possible for me to cast bless on him before he does that so that it helps him out a little bit?
Bless doesn't affect their saves. Because it won't increase my AC at all. Also AC 15.
Wisdom save, right?
Yes.
And what's your DC? 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they all get slow, and you can cast it on all your buddies.
Cool. Yeah. Cast haste on us three, and I start moving as fast as I can away from these tree ants.
I'm gonna follow him.
I'm gonna sigh
Yeah.
longingly,
By
look back, and then take off after them.
by the time you reach the tree line, all the tree ants are dead.
Cool. I want to disappear in the tree line.
Okay, make me a stealth check.
I ain't staying anywhere near these guys.
And the other two can make stealth checks if you want as well.
You can go with them if you want, Rocky.
Well, if I leave your ass, you're just gonna end up dying, so...
Nah, I'll be good.
We have successfully avoided a confrontation.
Yep, so you start running through the trees. You get a decent way into the trees. When Ailah, you notice that there seems to be some form of dragon following you.
The dragon following us?
You specifically. But yeah, I mean, you guys are clumped together, so it's pretty much following you guys.
A
Yeah, really.
friendly dragon or an angry dragon?
You don't know. You can just hear it flying through the trees behind you.
And we're just still running.
Yeah, you run for about seconds longer, and it's definitely gaining on you.
I mean, do you think if
Outrun a
we...
dragon.
Can we see the dragon too, or...
Give me perception checks. It depends, because it is thick forest.
16?
1?
Yeah, so Larimar thinks you're probably pretty safe soon. He can't hear anything following him. He's pretty right. Frocky, you can tell it's probably maybe 60 to 80 feet behind you at this point. But it looks like within the next 30 seconds it'll close that gap. You can see it seems to be that verdant green one.
Who had the Vernon Green one?
It was the guy with South African accent.
Is he
Should we
riding
just
it? You, by the looks of it, yes.
Alright, what does he want?
I mean, do you just want to talk to him, or should we hide?
I stop.
I guess he wants to talk to him.
Yeah, okay.
wait for him to approach us, and then just, what's up?
Yeah, he kind of, it's weird. The dragon almost does like a handbrake skid to a stop
Oh, because it
in the
didn't see
air
me.
before sitting, plopping down to the ground,
Okay.
which isn't normal flight pattern for a dragon or anything really. Things don't have that
Is
kind
the
of
guy on
maneuverability.
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this some sort of illusion or something?
Give me a nature check, I guess.
I guess would be no.
Yeah, you don't know why it would do that. It doesn't seem natural. At least to dragons you know. Ailah, it's still, you're not exactly sure how it does it, but you can tell that the dragon has a lot of different like wing features and different strange what's it called, strange ridges and folds that don't seem normal for a dragon, that might make it more acrobatic, which would explain how it got through the trees so easily if it's very acrobatic. Yeah, so the guy hops off the dragon and runs up to you, Froggy.
Okay. What's going on?
Ilf.
I go by Gnome. That's my birth name.
Oh, okay. Seems very odd. Why would your mum dad name you after a different race?
She didn't like me. They both didn't like me.
Oh, but I'm sorry about that. I can't do anything about it. I wish you better luck. I hope you find a family that loves you instead. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. And
It's been an emotional day.
Anyway.
I understand.
I'd just like to thank you for letting us know about this grave threat. We wouldn't have known about these weird 3 ants if you hadn't come. And thank your giant friends as well. Just tell them not to come to our territory again. We don't like giants.
So, am I?
Well, actually, you know what, they can, but please don't bring any friends. We know we can trust them, but we can't trust other giants. Giants are, we've had some dealings with them in the past, and they don't seem to be very smart, and they don't seem to be very friendly to us.
Right.
Quick question. Have you ever met any snake giants?
No snake giants yet. No, that
Okay.
seems very weird. Why would there be snake giants?
Because they exist. They're
We'll avoid them like the plague then.
good idea.
Oh, giant! It's good to see you, giant. Thank you for your assistance. I don't think I saw you assisting. But never mind. Doesn't matter.
Oh no, we slowed them down so they were easier to hit.
Oh yes, that's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
We were wondering who did that.
Yep, that was us.
Cool. Can we continue now?
Yes, you can. Thank you.
Quick question before you go. Is there any way to get one of those? Those are really beautiful creatures, and I would love to befriend one day.
Yes, if you're a Munchin on your 13th birthday, one should have, well, not on your 13th birthday, but sometime around your 13th birthday, one should appear at the end of your bed.
Oh, it just appears?
They come from somewhere, but we're not. It comes from some dragon somewhere. But they lay the egg in, and it appears at someone's bed, the end of someone's bed.
Kind of like the Tooth Fairy. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. I was just curious, you know. Just really want one. I want one
Good
so
luck with
bad.
that.
Thank you.
Anyway, I wish you all the best on your journeys.
Okay. What was your name, by the way?
My name's Afi. My name's Levi.
Well, thank you. And,
So it was a pleasure to know you, Mr. Gnome.
pleasure to know you too. I'll be back sometime. I'm gonna play with the dragons. Oh god.
Don't be afraid to embrace your elf heritage. Now your parents are out of your life. You don't have to live by the rules anymore.
I don't know if they're still alive. Thank you.
I'm just saying,
I
be
know.
the elf you are meant to be.
Yes. Oh, okay. I shall run naked through the trees with a bow in my hand and not age for 1,000 years. Just go do that.
The elves aren't usually naked. They wear clothes.
Not my people. Very
A
strange
lot of green, I'm
customs.
told.
Very strange customs. Naming their children after other races and running around naked in the woods. It's quite awkward. Well, thank you. Let your boss there know it was fun, and don't forget to write. Just turn around and just start walking away.
I've done my schooling. I don't need to write anymore unless I have to.
Okay. As I get back to Ailah and Larimar, I'm just gonna say they are just really nice people, though.
Yeah. Hey, let's not mention this day to anyone, and let's never speak of it ever again.
Well, this day isn't over yet. There could be plenty of cool things to happen.
I just stare Frockden down.
I mean, it's not like anything could get worse than being surrounded by treants, right?
Hopefully not.
I forget. How many gods have I pissed off in this timeline? It just gets so confusing.
I think the gods might transcend timelines, so most of them probably.
As if they were all powerful or something.
Frockden, they literally gave you that guitar and me this mace.
Yeah, but I mean, starving children, taxes. I mean, come on. Should be able to stop some of those things.
Yeah, no, gods are also dickheads. You need to remember this.
That's blasphemy.
Some gods are. Some, they just don't have that domain.
So where do we go now? We are in the middle of the woods.
I can't even remember where we were going in the first place.
I know.
Get here.
I don't know. Is this like one of those dream timelines? Am I just dreaming this? Are we all in a dream? My dream right now? This is what
I
happening?
hope it's not your dream. I would never want to be in one of your dreams.
Yeah, I'll be honest. If it was a dream, Ailah would probably be wearing a leather Amazon bikini right now. That's how she usually appears in them.
The screen goes when I goes to the dream sequence. And you're still conscious, but you're in what looks to be like a strange room.
3 days out from.
No, you're in a room. It seems to be reasonably wide, actually. Like it seems to be maybe 20, 25 to 30 foot radius. Made out of this weird obsidian-like stone. And as you look around, you can see what looks to be a strange bench or panel in the center, along with a bunch of levers and stuff on the edges of this wide room. At each of the points of the compass, there are some weird, what's called binocular-looking objects. And in the center of these benches, you look at them, and there are a bunch of stones with ears on them.
Weird stones with ears on them? Do they look like anything familiar or something I might have heard of before?
They look extremely similar to the ones you and Krusk played with.
Wait. What?
And called in the fleet.
Oh,
when you're fucking with the URT.
The message stones?
Yeah, the message stones.
Oh. Oh god, these. Oh god. Are we like in the bastion thing? The base for the 14th bastion?
It looks similar, but not the exact same.
Oh god. I'm getting flashbacks, Larimar.
Yeah, do we just want to see if there's a surface and try going there instead of hanging out here?
I remember the last time we did that, we didn't go down. The last time we were in here, we didn't go down. I think we need to go down and see what's going on.
I'd rather if we just went up and ignored everything.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that? There's no story to tell.
Story is we're not dead?
I mean, if stuff gets a little hairy, we'll just turn around and go back.
What do you think, Ailah?
I agree with Larry.
Okay, so first
That's
of all,
so filthy.
Something happened and now we're here. Okay? So there's a reason why we are here and we need to investigate.
What are we looking for?
We'll find it when we find it.
And we could also, leave.
Larimar,
What if the thing we need to find is at the surface?
I don't... Alright, how about this? Quick look up. If we don't see anything interesting, we go down at least one level.
Okay, deal.
Okay.
Is that a way up, Josh?
Yeah, in the very center, there's a stair, like a ladder leading up.
Like the other
And down.
one.
If we go up, how many levels do we have to go up?
You go up one, and you arrive in what looks like a control room or bridge to a ship or something like that.
Yep. Can we go further up?
Yep.
Yeah, you go up another level, and there's like a very narrow room, only about 10 feet wide, and then there's a little hatch up into clear air.
Cool, I'll open up the hatch.
You open up the hatch, and as you do, you get pelted in the face with rain. Decently heavy rain.
Do one of you guys with better eyes want to come up here and see if you can see anything?
Why is it dark up there?
No, it's raining and I've got bad eyesight.
Sure. I'll go up there. What do I need to roll?
Just perception.
God damn.
Fuck.
Yeah, at the edges of this 30-foot radius disc of like solid, what's it called, obsidian, there are these crenellations, almost like castle crenellations. And standing at one end of this, kind of facing you, is a large humanoid with red hair, kind of almost like gladiator kind of armor on, with a large sword in one hand. And it kind of stuck into the ground, and he's kind of half squatting as if he's ready to run. Alright, with that perception check, you also notice that the sword has a hilt as if it's a hand grasping a bolt of lightning, and then the rest of the sword's just a normal sword.
I recognize that symbol.
Yeah, it's definitely Cord. Cord's sword. At least the symbol of Cord.
Looks like he's getting ready to run.
Yeah, it's almost like he's got his sword stuck in the ground to provide like a push-off point.
Do you know what it is?
So humanoid, he said.
Well, I'm asking you. What's up there?
Man.
A man? A man standing
What?
up there.
What's he doing?
I thought Larimar said it was
Can't
raining.
Can't really tell, but it looks like he's about to run.
Which way?
There's like a loud peal of thunder across the sky.
Me, right?
If he does, he's not showing any recognition that you're talking.
Can I get a little look-see?
Pick up Frockden and set him up there.
He's about 20 feet away. He's definitely like at least 10 feet in from the edge right now, Frocky.
Alright.
And as you
tall
look
is
at
tall?
past it as well, Ailah, you see that he's closer than he was before.
I'll full open the hatch. Do I know what kind of race this thing is from looking at it, or? Hello?
At a guess, you'd probably say you'd probably say human. He's a bit buffer and he's a bit taller than a normal human, but he's probably usually human.
Okay.
You'd guess.
Yeah. So hatch full open.
Very tan skin, red hair, very much bulky and buff.
Okay. I'll say in common. Hi there. You want to step inside and get out of the rough weather?
There's like a crash of lightning and thunder that kind of blinds you for a second. And as it does, he's about 5 foot closer to you, but he's facing the other direction. And he kind of he kind of leans his head back to you and says, "Tell Krusk that discretion is the better part of valor."
Do you know Krusk?
You can see his smile. Well, if we had a camera on the other side of him, you'd see one side of his face curl into a smile, and he says back to you, "Probably more than you know." And as he says that, he's struck by a bolt of lightning. But instead of being like sizzled and hurt by it, it just envelops him, and he goes streaking away from you as fast as this bolt of lightning hit him. So it's just traveling along the ground, along the surface of the water, away from you.
As he's bolting away, I'm gonna yell with my lapel brooch amplifying it. Yeah, well, that wasn't very discreet yourself. Fucking, what am I, a messenger boy for everybody now? What the fuck? First Fenris, now Krusk. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna close the hatch and go back down.
What happened?
Lightning Dude wants me to tell Krusk discretion is the key to valor, apparently.
A lightning dude?
Yeah, it had a sword with lightning on it, and he get struck by lightning, and he zipped across the water. You know, typical bullshit.
There's another peal of thunder, and the obsidian underneath you shakes. The hatch pops open, and a bolt of lightning descends down it, hits the ladder, and streaks down it, and you wake up. But this time, you are in what looks like an open plain, except there are frequent trees dotted everywhere. But the difference is the trees are very much withered. Like they're the typical horror movie. There's a crow on the thing going "Rah!" and a dead man kind of thing with grey dirt, grey grass and stuff. And
Is this my home?
possibly no. It does actually look very much like the wastes. And as you look around you, you see that there is indeed that one raven in the tree that goes "Grah."
You want to kill that too, Ailah?
Why would you say such a thing?
Well, you wanted to murder a bunch of trees and a bunch of halflings earlier.
I mean, yeah, but that crow's also like not pointing a spear at us.
We don't know that.
Frockden,
The raven
You can see the-
flaps and lands on Crocky's shoulder.
On whose shoulder?
Frockden's shoulder.
Speak with small beasts. What's up, buddy?
You hear a lady's voice come from the bird, and it says, "Not much. And you?"
Oh, just having one of those days, being teleported from random existence to random existence, you know.
Oh, I definitely know the feeling. Happened to me once.
Does the voice sound familiar?
Give me a history check.
21.
It's the same voice as the lady in the bar when you died. You, air quotes, died.
Hi. So, clever tricks and assistance and all that stuff. You're a sorcerer, aren't you? Of sorts.
Among other things.
Was this a polymorph spell? Is that what this is?
No. No. Nothing so flimsy.
Quick question to the DM. Are all they hear is cawing right now?
Yeah, they're just hearing corn.
Just ah, ah, wow, ah, ah.
Yeah, very, very
Just
conversational.
you
Corn,
being a
but,
freaking weirdo. That's what we see. But yeah, you're the little guy over there talking to a freaking dirty bird.
um.
Oh, come now. I'm not that dirty.
Well,
Ravens aren't.
do you have any idea why this is happening? What's going on?
I know a lot about why it's happening.
All right. Well, do you know where our comrades are? The elf and the half orc.
There where you left them.
Where we left them? Okay, that makes sense. So why are we being teleported everywhere?
Well, you're not really being teleported anywhere.
Is this all an illusion?
More of a daydream.
A daydream? My daydream?
All of your daydreams. You and theirs.
Alright, that would explain why there's no leather and Amazonian armor. Okay. Is this like a spiritual thing? Are we like... Is this supposed to be a thing where we get in touch with the gods that gave us the weapons? And...
I'm not entirely sure. I was just told it was a good idea.
You were told it was a good idea. Okay. So if all the other ravens wanted to jump off a bridge, you'd jump off with them? Just because they said it was a good idea?
No, but Coralon always has been an artistic fellow.
Okay. Well. So...
And when the boss tells you to do something, you follow along.
So... Why is a random girl at a tavern talking to me as a crow or a raven?
Yes, Raven.
Yes.
Crows is something different entirely.
Yes, I know. Are you
Well,
a cleric
you know.
of the Raven Queen? Because I saw the same thing that you were wearing at the tavern in a Raven Queen temple.
As I said before, nothing quite so flimsy.
Nothing quite so flimsy. Okay, no, women confuse me. So do we just keep going? One little thing after the other? One weird, freaky, weird event?
Probably. You know, your friends would probably think you're very crazy right now.
Oh, well, I mean, that's not new. Hey, I rode a dragon today.
Ooh, you should tell Bahamut about that. He'll probably be very happy.
Oh, yeah, him. Sure, I'll have plenty of time to sit there and sip on some ale with all the gods and tell them the stories of everything I'm doing today.
I mean, you've already spoken to one, so what's another?
Wait,
Although I guess it's two now.
was that halfling a god? The one riding that real cool dragon? The wormling? Was he a god? I'd believe
Nothing
it.
quite so flimsy.
Oh, Jesus. Wait, I already talked to one. The lightning dude?
If a bird could smile, it does. And then it speaks, and yeah, you two other people can hear it as well. Although I think Kerr's gone. Rip. Larry, Carson, this is your conscience speaking.
I'm here.
You know, we'll just wait until Ailah gets back.
Are you sure she speaks it?
I mean, I think she speaks common.
Oh. No.
Oh, that's right. She replaced common as a. Never mind. No, she knows common.
I just love the fact that I'm just consistently ignoring her actually being the Raven Queen. Frocky wouldn't put two and two together like that. He's smart, but he doesn't think gods would do that.
Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting?
I don't know, she said she would be right back. I don't know if she had to go to the bathroom or something. I know, we should just start playing music in the background on Roll20. Kirsten now has disadvantage on all her attacks.
Sorry about that. There's some guy parked in front of my house. I have no idea who he is.
probably a long time fan. No,
Okay.
the weird bird, the raven that's been cawing in Mr. Frocky's ear this entire time, kind of turns to the rest of you and says, in common, "You know, it's always nice to meet new people." One of the odd things of being in my position, you often, you often meet people for the first time and then never see them again.
Is that bird talking to us?
I recognize that voice from the bar.
Give me a history check.
Well, I was gonna say she wasn't down in the bar when that happened.
Gobsmackingly beautiful woman that was sitting in the bar that night, watching you. You got there.
Yeah, you do. You don't remember. You kind of remember it. You remember her voice when ordering, which is extremely odd, but because you're not 20, you do.
I just want to know if I feel like her. That's all. She's a buddy. No, but I.
Well, technically, you weren't down there when it was just me and
Yeah, like she was there, but she wasn't really speaking much. So yeah, you might vaguely remember her from ordering something, but it's like it's a stretch. And she is currently a bird, so you don't remember her as a gobslackingly beautiful one.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I meant more like.
Yeah, but she was. Yeah, you remember her from ordering something. Like you pay her notice because it's not really often that you meet someone of that caliber of beauty in a random tavern. And yeah, she ordered stuff from the tavern lady at the time. Yeah, the only reason you'd know it because you're not 20. Yeah, you vaguely remember this lady from the bar.
It's your bird, Frockden.
I think she's
I'm
a
no
fan.
one's bird.
I think she's a fan.
And I'm
she's
definitely
following
not a
me.
fan. I am so not a fan.
Well, I mean, you have feathers, and can't you make those into a fan and like give a little cooling? No.
How do you know us?
I read your file.
She had one of those bodices, like the girls at the Raven Queen Temple. So she works with them.
Hey,
Well, they work for me. It's not really I work with
yeah,
them.
I was about to ask, are you the Raven Queen?
You could say that.
That is racist, Larimar. Completely ignoring her saying
She
that.
just
That is racist. Not all ravens are immediately the Raven Queen.
yeah, but usually
in
when
this
a Raven, like a Raven talks to you and then says the people at the Raven Queen Temple work for you, that high chance Raven Queen.
She's obviously a very powerful sorceress that can
I mean,
polymorph.
Frockden, she just said she was the Raven Queen.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm the god of mayonnaise. There, I said it, so it's true. Come on, you can't be that gullible. Gods don't spend their time fucking turning into birds and floating onto people's shoulders.
Frockden, we literally just teleported twice.
Oh yeah. In our conversation that we had before
And
you two rudely interrupted us,
we
uh,
didn't interrupt, but interrupted.
she was telling
You.
me about how we're all kind of daydreaming right now.
Ever
Right.
so spooky.
So that's a thing.
Can we stop daydreaming?
Probably, but I don't know. Carlon's kind of weird. He may have other things planned.
Oh, right. The dude that the okay, him, that guy. Okay, sure. Um yeah, what's that guy about again? What's his deal?
Art and poetry, I think.
In
Um,
poetry? Like songs but no rhythm?
yeah. Excuse me, Miss Raven Queen. Is that the proper title?
Sorry, what was that?
I'd say, excuse me, Miss Raven Queen. Is that the proper title?
I don't know. Just call me whatever works. I'm pretty
Uh,
relaxed.
Okay. Why is a god getting another god to talk to us?
Oh, it's some theme thing. I'm technically supposed to talk to Fenris, but he's not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's that silly elven immunity to sleep.
Right. That doesn't explain Krusk though, but okay.
I think Krusk is just really stubborn.
Right. Still doesn't change my question of why a god got another god to try and talk to us.
Well, it's more like a joint effort, but
Okay.
So what
So,
does Coralon want with me?
you'll have to talk to Carlon.
hey, I have a funny feeling that we're gonna meet a couple more gods.
I mean, if you want to find your gods first, I mean, we can definitely do
I
that.
don't think we get to choose.
So no free will. Okay, all right, yeah. No, this is good. It's how I
Yeah, no,
wanna live my life.
I think after the message has been passed on, we get kicked to the next one.
Okay, so what prophecy or fortune cookie bullshit do I have to pass on to Fenris?
Nothing. I just wanted to chat.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
That makes us
Can't a
easy.
girl chat to someone
is
every once in a while?
is it fun being able to fly?
It's alright. You can do it yourself, so
Yeah, I
don't worry
mean, but
about you asking
like,
me.
I gotta ride something, and then sometimes there's like a rash afterwards. But like, you're a bird. Like that's well, like you're a bird right now, obviously. But like to fly, to actually create the motions that suspend you in the air, and just
It's a day job. She flaps over to Islah's shoulder and says, "You've been quiet. What's up?"
she's mortified to actually be talking to a god. Karsten.
Well, I mean, I know the clouds and like the sky, but what's up in your life?
My life.
Yeah, life. As the god of death, I'm really interested in life. You know, the grass is always greener. I was only alive for a while. It was a while ago as well.
My life is constant. Constant.
Constant. That's a good word. I do like constant.
But
But do you have any hopes and dreams?
yes. This one.
Just one.
Fill all that the goddess fit of bestowing upon me. I'm doing all of this.
Who teaches pet? A faggot.
Are we not?
Sorry, you're being very cutty-catty. I can't tell you. Not half of it. Yeah.
I said, yeah, but all pets, aren't we?
To an extent, but there are the pets that be nice and rub up to their owners, and then there's the pets that like to go dig holes in the backyard, and it turns its head pointedly in the direction of Frocky.
I like to make a great pet.
What now?
There was a very wise philosopher. His name was Perry Farrell, and he stated that we all make great pets.
I'll keep it in mind. Well, it's been lovely chatting, and I'd say I expect great things from you, but I know they'll happen.
Real quick before you go.
Mm-hmm. That was very slow. You
What?
still haven't said what you wanted to say.
I know. But I'd just like to ask you something since we're having a conversation here.
Go for it.
What do you desire most?
I desire the chance to feel alive again. I mean, I am alive, strictly speaking, but to really live, you know, without knowing too much.
To be mortal again.
Not so
I
much
understand.
mortal as... it's hard to put it. I could ask the same as you, of you. What do you most desire, know?
Really good stories. And people hearing them.
Perhaps you should write one about yourself then.
I've already written 3. They're just not selling like I thought they would.
Maybe that's why Carlon chose you. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Enjoy your next stop.
I bow.
We
guess.
probably won't.
Flaps off and sits on the tree again. Ah.
Who the fuck is next?
I'm gonna. I'm gonna. Oh, I can't do it because she wasn't on my shoulder. She already left. Damn it. I was gonna try to pull one over on her because I couldn't get one over on in the temple, but I forgot that she was on Ailah's shoulder. So, never mind.
What were you gonna do?
I was gonna try to sleight of hand and like put like a little bit of like make it look like someone that has toilet paper on their shoe when they walk out of the bathroom, but like on a Ravenclaw.
Fair enough. Yeah. So with that core, the plane fades, and as it does, you appear in what looks like a grand elven spire. Like it's all marble, it's all very intricately carved designs. You'll wake up in separate single beds, but they're all canopy single beds. And the canopies are like intricately woven silken veils.
Are we in like different rooms or just different beds?
No, you're in
same
the
room?
in the one kind of round room. It's like a spire. So yeah, they're all in the same room, but you're in separate beds.
Is anyone else like oddly comfortable in this right now?
I have not been comfortable since we dealt with those treants.
Just relax, enjoy. This is nice. Beds on the ship aren't like this. Ailah,
Yes, sir.
aren't these comfortable? Aren't these beds comfortable? I mean, they're nice looking beds. They're comfortable. So is this supposed to be Corlon or
I mean, who have we got left? Coralon, Avandra, and Laura?
I'm pretty sure it's more.
No. Yeah.
From what you told me, Creator God, Hammer, Mace, same thing. You know.
Yeah. Maybe.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Uh,
A voice comes from a fourth bed in the room.
How far over is it from?
Essentially, you're each on a point of the compass in the room, and then he's at the other one.
Ah, okay.
So he's basically straight across from Frocky.
Where are you?
Coralon, of course. This is my plane. I'd hope it was me.
That-
But yes,
Fair
I
enough.
wouldn't bet on Martin being yours.
Then who?
The creator.
That.
So it's not Morden.
Oh no, Martin's more of a crafter, really.
So he wouldn't make a clock. He wouldn't craft a clock being a crafter.
Oh, he would. He would craft a clock. he would craft a lot of things, but crafting always requires materials to work with.
So, do you know which god is the one that bestowed the mace upon him?
I do, but telling you would be spoilers.
How can I get you to tell me?
You can't.
Well, burn that one.
So, Frockden, what do you wish I would do? Apart from that, of course.
I guess tell me the message that I'm. Oh my God! No, he didn't have a message. Never mind. Whew. Worried there for a second. My memory's not what it used to be. The I wish basically. I guess you'd I wish you would tell me essentially what's going on with all this whole thing and uh what message you're gonna tell me. I mean, I guess I don't have to wish for you to tell me that because you're gonna probably end up telling me anyway. But yeah, I guess what I wish that you would do. I mean, I know you don't have to do it, but is kind of fill us in on why this is happening. Why are we the ones that are dealing with this?
Well, Frocky, you once told a colleague of mine your greatest desire. Could you repeat that for me?
Well, it's to have good stories to tell and people to tell them to.
Precisely. And what quandary is it that really confuses you about us gods?
Oh, even if I was immortal, we still wouldn't have time to discuss that.
Yes, well, let me put it this way. You're a decent, no, well, I'll go a bit further. You're a good storyteller, Frockden. But the problem is, you don't have any good stories, except the ones you've been told before. Is that correct?
I mean, I I think some of my own stories are okay.
Well, let's face it. You do embellish a lot, right?
What's that?
You do embellish a lot, right?
I mean, on occasion, to make the story more entertaining.
Precisely, but you see, my good man, occasionally people don't want embellishment. You see, when you embellish a story a bit too much, well, it becomes unrealistic. You want something attainable, something that could have actually happened. And it's all very well saying that you slew a giant, but if you're a tiny wee halfling with wimpy legs, no one's going to believe you, and it makes for a terrible story when they have proof
Well, I mean,
of the falsehood of the story right in front of them.
well, I mean, if I was a halfling, yes, but I'm clearly a gnome and therefore much superior to halflings.
You'd be surprised. But no, the point is, my lad, you've got to make things real, and what a better way to have something real than to actually experience something grand? That's part of the reason you were chosen. The other was to, well, your entire problem with us gods is you don't know why we don't do more. Is that right?
I mean, that's a big part of it. I mean, dying children, diseases,
Yes. Well,
Krusk. I mean, so many problems with the world. And
oh, I agree with you that last one, but no art there. Anyway, no, the point is that part of the reason we chose you is because we want to kind of show you why. But then you could tell others the same thing that we tell you. So it's kind of you're our megaphone, if you will. We tell you, you tell the world.
are you like really here, or is this just? Uh,
Well, I'd hope I am. Else these grapes are tasting really good for nothing.
well, I mean, I've dreamt weirder things with grapes, so. Uh, but I mean, like, really here, or is this just an image that is in our heads because we're all daydreaming, or is this daydream thing just a cover up to be like, oh, we're not really
I mean,
here, and now you're just
of
kind of
course
like,
of course it's in your heads, Froggy. But how does that make it less real?
well, because you just said when I make things that are not real and put them on the paper, then people don't like that. So if it's not real, then
Even Israel.
oh,
Oh, but this is true. This is actually happening. You aren't embellishing this.
right.
You say you talked to a god. You did.
I've apparently
I'm
talked to
living proof.
3, so
Well, get writing, my friend.
okay, all right. Okay. I think I got all I need. Any of you guys got anything that you want to ask, or?
But you haven't eaten any grapes yet.
Sorry. What was that, Frocky?
I was like, is there anything you guys want to ask him? And is he like approached us, or like
I mean,
is he just
well,
laying
lie
there
down
with
on beds.
just okay? I mean, I don't have any grapes to try, so I can't. You're over there with the grapes, so.
Frocky.
Sorry, I missed that. I was answering questions.
Oh, I said I was talking to Coralon saying, "Oh, I can't really try any grapes. You're over there with the grapes, and I'm over here with no grapes, so."
I mean, do you have grapes over there? I don't make a bed without grapes. That'd be terrible.
Okay.
What kind of bed doesn't have grapes? That's what I always told my friends.
Mr. God, sir?
Yeah, it's Carolon. My name.
Where'd you get these grapes? They're really good.
I grew them. The plant is
Ah.
literally under your bed.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll grab a fistful of grapes and.
You'll notice they meld into the laceness. I worked on that myself.
Mhm.
I'm a man of elegance. I need my luxuries.
I'll save these for the trip. You know, like trail mix.
I wouldn't.
Okay. Try a couple then.
They're really good.
These are really good.
May I ask who we're seeing next?
I think Avandra? I think it was Avandra.
Okay.
Hang on, let me see. Cord, Raven Queen, Avandra. Yeah. Avandra.
Are we
Okay.
gonna see his god?
I don't know about C. Encounter, definitely.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Or at least experience something related to his god. I'm not entirely sure. His god's a bit different.
Is he like the creator?
I mean-
or sorry.
Sorry, want to clarify. My god is Avandra, the god who bestowed the mace upon me. We're going to see, though, right? Oh,
Yes.
My god is
Yes,
also
yes.
Avandra.
The one that bestowed the thing is the one that's different.
Okay.
Sorry. Should have clarified.
Yeah. So is the god that bestowed the mace upon him? Is he like the creator god or?
Ooh, spoilers, my friend.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay. That doesn't help, but okay.
Okay.
Well, guys, it's been a pleasure. Toodaloo. I expect great things. Especially you, Froggy. Get on that book. I want to read it. Get a copy in my desk.
Okay.
Or on my bed. I don't usually go to my desk. These beds are insanely comfortable.
Oh, yes they are. I want to keep one.
Well, you can't. They're mine. Toodles!
I can't keep anything good.
It's almost as if you fade into dreams, as you lie in these beds. They're so comfortable. They lull you to sleep, and then you wake up, and you're on a bed of moss in a forest glade. And in the center, there's a small spring, which you can see small fish flitting back and forth.
How comfortable is the moss?
Not as comfortable as the bed, but okay.
Oh, what do you think about this, Ailah? A little outdoor camping, a little sleeping on the ground, enjoying the nature.
No, I'm not gonna lay on the ground. I'm gonna get up.
Party pooper. So,
Stream and wash my hands.
this religious person, you all excited to meet your god?
My god, several times.
Oh, I didn't really realize you two were BFFs.
I'm to my god. Speak to her constantly.
Does she?
You see on next to your beds, you see these small little creatures, like really tiny humanoids. Maybe maximum 2 foot, usually like 1.5, and they're little pale skin with tough bark, like shoulder pads and like knee pads, that seem to be made of bark, and then they've got a little acorn hat on their heads, as well as like a bark looking vest over a little leaf jacket. But the one next to your bed, Kirsten, is currently looking up at you with wide eyes, and you can see his eyes are welling up with tears.
Oh. Wanna head and just smile at it.
I made the bed for you and you don't like it?
That's Frockden, by the way.
I'll make it better. What do you want on it?
Anymore. The bed was absolutely wonderful.
Oh my god, she is lying. She is straight up lying to that poor little thing.
Why did you get up so quickly then? Was it not comfortable? Do you need more moss? I can make it more cushy.
Ailah,
I...
go ahead.
What, Frock?
No, go ahead, do your thing. This is gonna be good.
I'm so taken aback by the nature. I really wanted to. We haven't eaten in, like, forever.
You didn't have any grapes? Should have eaten the grapes. I'll fetch you some grapes.
Okay, that would be very nice. Oh my god.
And he goes running off. Da, 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 da. He's really fast.
Ailah,
And he goes running off.
Ailah, Ailah, I thought you were religious. You were about to go face to face with your god, and you were lying to creatures.
I am definitely ready to be before my god right now.
You just
I don't
lied.
want to be laying down.
Frockden.
You just lied about a bed.
Frockden isn't a god. Evandra isn't a god of lies. Also, that was a white lie.
Evandra is a god of being kind to your fellow man.
I don't think lying's being
Necessary
kind.
harm. It will be wise to pay attention to the words that she speaks to you.
She's not talking to me. She's talking to you.
Evandra speaks to all of us. Nobody is excluded.
Oh my god. You know, I think we forgot your soapbox back in the corporeal plane. I can't even say it right now. I'm so flustered. Corporeal. Yeah, there we go.
You hear the pit pat of little feet as he comes running back.
I brought you some grapes, and I brought you some nuts, and I pre-cracked them. And then I also brought you some apples, and I cut it all up perfectly. And then I also got you just a little bit of water from the stream.
Would you please sit and join me and eat with me? Together.
Oh, now you're gonna...
I'm not sure if that's good manners. Okay, but you have to start to eat before I have anything.
And he sits down.
Okay, well, I guess I will... Some of the apples that he cut up and all the things that he brought me.
Yeah, they're definitely the sweeter kind rather than like they're definitely like an eating apple rather than a jam apple or anything like that. Yeah, and everything is very much that not super great that you'll never taste normal food again and it'll taste awful, but still really good.
Because I can taste the love that was put into it that he brought.
I've never tasted love before. Is that kind of like salt?
Suppose it could be.
Or is it more like sugar?
I think it's more like sugar. More savory.
Ailah, I
Right.
don't like the gods, and you are a terrible
The sugar
human
is
being.
sweet. I've tasted sugar cane and sugar is sweet. And so are you.
And so are you.
He stands up and his little hat pops off to reveal a little leaf. He runs over and grabs his hat, puts it back on.
Avandra will be here soon, so just stay put and enjoy your meal.
And he runs off. Up, up, up.
Ailah, you are like the most terrible person I've ever met. You were just lying to that poor thing, and you wouldn't stop lying. You could taste the love. Oh my god.
Absolutely. Are a very unenlightened little smidge, Frockden.
Can I roll an insight check on her to see if she really could taste the love? Or if she's just bullshitting me now, trying to be, holier than thou?
I don't think I'm being genuine.
No.
Go for it. Respect away.
$16.
So are you being genuine?
Absolutely. See, okay.
Oh my god. So
Here
you
if you
can
are.
literally taste love? Really?
No, it's a figure of speech. Put effort into it. It tastes good because, to me, can gather is like a herald of my god. I mean, I know. Okay, see, you're out of character. Just in real life, right? You're not. So it's kind of hard to something like that. I guess who's not religious or so. Yeah, it's like a spiritual thing. We're breaking bread together, and he got me food or it or whatever it is.
Did you just
It
assume
tastes-
it's gender?
Exactly. I don't want to do that because it was a cute little Cupid doll thing, and it's not really about that. It probably doesn't even have a gender. But the point was that yes, Ailah more because I know you don't know much about her, but in all of these glimpse things happen to me, I wasn't fortunate enough to be in a group like you guys. So this is just in my eyes living for this woman, for this god, for this deity. This is my whole purpose in life. Like, the reason why I keep having to do this is so that I can go and fellowship and spread her word and grow through her teachings. And every time I wake up in another place, it doesn't affect me or make me sick, but mainly because I just assumed that I was done in my last place and now I must go on. And I don't ever even know when I'm at or what timeline it is or if I've already previously been to this place and her teachings are known. So I just out and start anew every time. But yeah, like a happy spirit. So yeah, I trust this woman. I think that this is, I exist. And the way that my God is that to me, she's the ultimate God because she believes in justice and she doesn't believe in, man's law to the extent of like, that and rule and everybody should die and cower underneath him. You should just be good, and you shouldn't give, or you shouldn't take more than you can give. That type of a thing. So yeah,
Okay.
that's why I really wanted to re-roll that shit 3 times, because yeah, the whole fact that I'm a noble and I hate being dirty, this is really... I would have played that a totally different way, but I can't. So yeah, if that's the way that it is, I would not lay on a moss-covered ground.
Mhm.
My God says it's okay. If I don't want to directly do something, I don't have to be rude about it, but I also don't have to put myself through self-torture. That's a big no-no, because the first thing you should always do is...
Right.
I was being very genuine when I said I could taste the love.
Okay.
But he ran off and cut me apples.
Okay.
No, I cannot physically taste love. No,
Okay.
that's not.
All right.
No.
All right. Yeah. So all right. You can't taste love.
If my there you go. If me and my congregation get pizza together, better to me than a pizza that would taste better because we made it together. Do you understand? That's the way my mentality.
I understand the concept out of game very much so. It's just
There you go.
Frockden's being very literal, saying that you were lying. Basically, he's trying to, like, in every way possible, make it seem like you are lying in and around your god's area. So, just to fuck with you.
Because Frocky is as closest to a... No, wait. No, he's not an atheist, because it's not that he doesn't believe in them. He's a... I think God's a jerkiest.
And anti-theist. Meaning
But yeah.
that we shouldn't... That gods don't deserve our worship, essentially.
There.
Yeah, that's why this whole
yeah.
god thing is so confusing to him. He's like, gods don't deserve our worship. I am being handed a divine weapon. I'm just gonna kind of sit down and wait. Just watch in silence.
Some more little footsteps.
Hello, everybody. You can come meet her now. If you come this way.
I'm following him.
Oh, poor.
I will follow behind silently.
He seems to have dressed up for the occasion. He now has what looks like... basically, he cut a leaf in half and then flipped them round so it looks like a bow tie.
Nice.
If you follow me, she's right this way.
Yeah, and he leads you along this corridor of where there aren't any trees. And there's like occasional little spots, like a creek that you have to ford, and some boulders that you can have to climb. And he just leads you over them all.
I keep following everybody.
Eventually you come to a small clearing where there is what looks like a sort of a tree stump that's kind of cut to resemble a throne of sorts, but there's nobody on the throne. But over in the corner there's another couple of these little acorn-hatted guys who are kind of just sitting at another tree stump that's been cut off, and then they're basically sitting on these little moss-covered rocks at the edge of this this essentially small table-like stump. But there's also what seems to be a wood elf woman dressed in kind of simple leathers, adventuring attire, with I'm not sure if you've seen them before, but essentially it's like a bandolier with little scrolls instead of bullets. She's got like a satchel on one side, a walking stick kind of laying across her legs where she's reclining, lying down. And she looks up and smiles at you as you approach, and the little guys look and see you, kind of nod politely. Nod politely to you, and then they run off into the trees a bit. Climb up little pegs and into the branches. And the lady smiles at you as you approach and gestures for you to sit down.
I'll definitely bow before her and sit down.
I also bow and sit down.
I wave. Sit down.
It's a pleasure to meet you both, my seventh. And you too, no? I would not ignore you. So tell me, how do your adventures find you?
Well, as you know, they have been plentiful. Not more than I can handle.
And I trust your shield
More sense.
has assisted you?
It has. Remarkably. Very, very grateful for it.
And you, Larimar, your sandals?
They have been a great help on my adventures.
I saw that they were of particular use against those goblins, managing to avoid as many attacks as they attempted to give.
Yes. Larimar's just keeping his eyes cast down right now.
But tell me, my dears, as much as I am a god of freedom, adventure, and travel, I must ask, have you felt any change recently? Other than your items, of course. You see, items do not bring change within us. At least not where it counts. And she kind of taps her just left of her, the center of her chest, where the heart is. And then taps her brow. Have you felt that? Any change? And was it for the better?
I'm gonna look at Larimar and then I'm gonna look at her and I will. I believe so.
Then tell me, what changes have felt you?
I apologize for what I'm about to say. Please. I'm just gonna throw myself on the floor. The longest time for punishing me.
I
No.
missed about the first half of that.
You can't. I think my microphone is messing up.
Yeah. That's, have you tried push it all? Because it might be that, or it might be just the level is set wrong on your voice detection.
It's a pain to remember if you don't normally push to talk.
Yeah, it is a pain. I mean, you
I'll
can
just start like talking, and I won't.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
But anyway, we can work out that later. For the time being, we can just go ahead.
I think the first half was for the longest time I thought that I was being punished.
That's exactly.
So that.
Was there something after that? No, you started to speak before I interrupted you. Woof woof, my friend Dom. I quite agree. Yes, woof woof and woof woof.
Okay, you can't hear those.
Can you hear me?
Those people.
Indeed, I can.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I thought that I was being punished. I don't feel that way. And I feel like I have purpose.
I'm glad to hear it. But I do have a question to ask. When it comes to travel, how are you faring with your particularity about your bedding?
Not very well. I seem to have acquired repulsities that I can't control. Obstacles I can't seem to overcome.
Indeed. Fern told me about when you woke up.
Trying. Once I even climbed a tree and tried to stay up there for the evening, but it wasn't possible.
Indeed. Well, I would simply tell you to do your best. Luck favors the bold. Change is inevitable.
There's
but
nothing that we cannot try.
Indeed. Change is inevitable. But with work, you can be sure that your changes in specific areas and for the better.
I will, my lady. I will try. Every day.
And you, Larimar, what do you want to change about yourself?
I don't know at this point.
Wait, Larimar. Question.
Yeah.
Why do you worship Avandra?
Because that's how I was raised.
But you.
Yes.
I thought Avandra was about like wandering and stuff. Like you want to stay home and protect the people at home. The last time we
Uh,
had a heart-to-heart talk.
Frockden, you do know what my job is, right?
It's protecting that area, yeah.
Yeah, and all I, what, I have to wander throughout that area constantly.
I
My
mean
job
that's
is to wander and protect those who are wandering through.
I mean that's kind of walking around and just protecting people in your area. It's not really
Still
But he's
wandering.
wandering.
that's I think also the kind of cool thing about her as a god is that she's honestly like the most lax. So even if you can't wander, he can be wandering spiritually.
I am indeed a god of wandering and adventure in the frontier. But do not neglect the fact that I am also a god of freedom and trade. In his work, he protects the
Yes.
freedoms of others. He protects the merchants who attempt to make their trade, and he protects those caravans that travel across the land, attempting to go from city to city. There are many ways to meet our tenets. For instance, there can be a cleric of the Raven Queen who his purpose is entirely to heal people. Cleric is not just about speeding someone to the Raven Queen's embrace. It is also to prevent those who are fated to die later on from falling too soon into the clutches.
Right.
But don't tell the Queen I told you that. She's got a thing about people calling her embrace the clutches. Makes her sound dangerous or something. I'm not entirely sure.
My
Well,
mouth is sealed.
hmm.
Most of us knew each other. The Raven Queen's kind of new. We're not as familiar with her as we are with each other.
Well, she seemed pretty nice when we met her.
Oh, she is. She's lovely. In many ways. Anyway, she's a great improvement on Daryl. I'll give her that.
So, what about the hammer mace thing? Is
I
that
think he's next.
does she know who that is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Wanna maybe share that information with the rest of the class?
I think we'll find out when we go there soon.
Okay. We'll continue zipping my mouth now.
Well, it was a pleasure to meet you, Frock. I know you're impatient.
Oh, no, it has nothing to do with impatient. Just, I mean, I would thought they would have had questions and stuff for you, so that's why I was trying to be respectful and not talk. But it
Oh, yes, I'm
seems
more than willing to answer questions. Do you have any for me?
Is there anything that I can do of more service to you?
I think just keep going where the wind blows you. Being held to a purpose is obvious, often less freeing than it sounds. You have a purpose. Don't let it hold you. Seek how to complete it your own way. And you, Larimar, do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay.
Very well. Well, if you have any later on, you know where to find me.
I do?
You've been praying your whole life, Larry. Don't stop now.
Right. Yep. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, Larry, just honestly, you could just look at your feet.
Oh, sandals, right.
Yeah, because she's close to your soul. You know, like the sole of your foot. And, oh, they did not like that one.
Hold on.
They did not
Dogs
like that
eat
one.
shoes, man. That's the truth of it.
I think you need to work on your routine, Frockden. Crowd didn't like that one.
Yeah, I guess not.
Need a bunch more animal handling skills, I think.
Yeah. Alright, well. Since you two are all done here, we'll, are you sure you don't have any questions, Larimar? I mean, this is like a really good time to ask.
I don't.
It's kind of hard when you're in the presence of greatness.
But yeah.
I can't quite. She's unfathomable. So everything she's done, she's telling me that my life it does have a purpose, and that I just keep doing what I'm doing, and eventually, and I won't probably have to keep blinking into different places, and I'll be able to live my life finally. And I feel like that Larry is a follower of hers, because it's almost like she put somebody in my life. Not the only one now. So I really feel like care of me.
Okay.
Very well then. Enjoy meeting him, Larimar, and the other two of you. Although it'll be interesting to see how he works.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
All the best. Boys, and she waves her hand at the trees, and all the little guys in acorn hats pop their heads up with a smile, and then they take off their acorn hats and pick up the little leaf that's on top of their head, and they start playing a lullaby song. And strangely, even Larimar falls asleep.
Great.
And you wake up in a place that looks generally like just any other forest. But less of a forest and more just like an area with a general smattering of trees, but not thick enough to be a forest. Like it's like a general thicket of trees somewhere, and traveling across the plains. There's a thicket of trees there, that kind of thing. Just a stand of a few trees. And as you look about you, you see general wildlife, birds, and you see an unassuming, human-looking older man with a beard, just standing there.
Hello, sir?
He inclines his upper half in a bow towards you.
I bow back. Are you the creator?
He just turns and gestures a hand for you to follow him.
Okay, I follow him.
Do we just... Are we gonna follow him, or...
I guess.
I mean, you already started following him, but I was just, like, asking Ailah if we could...
I'm yeah.
Okay. Alright, let's go.
Yeah, he leads you up a hill. As you climb up the hill, the ground you were leaving kind of just falls away. And as you climb to the top of the mountain, you arrive at the top, and you recognize that you're standing on one of the mountains on the islands. The grass has fallen away. And as you reach the tippity top of the mountain, even that fades away, and you're just standing over on what you can't really see what's underneath your feet. It's just pitch blackness around, and you can just see this older man in front of you and each other, and that's about it. And he's just standing at the tip of this small area that really has no features whatsoever.
Okay. Are you him?
He gives a slight nod, and then gestures. And as he does, you see a small marble-like ball just appear in the middle of space. And you can actually see now you're essentially hovering in this black expanse of space.
Whoa! What was that?
And as you're looking out, he rotates his hand slightly, and as he does, the marble, which is pretty big, essentially as big as the Earth does look from one of the International Space Station, just this big ball. And he kind of rotates his hands, and as he does, you can see patches of land kind of rise out of what now appears to change into a blue water. As he does, you can see patches you recognize. You can see a little patch that looks like Ryllia. And you can see the islands, and you can see far to the west, you can see the Yuan-Ti territory, and lands beyond that. You can see the ice caps to the north and south. And as he completes it, he waves his hand off to the left, and a shining beacon of the sun appears. Another wave and a moon appears in orbit. He continues just like waving his hands in general Bob Ross patterns, and these stars appear in the sky. The light already in your eyes, despite how distant they must be, as if the light was already there. He's just shaping it. You see him focus his attention back onto the little barbel as greenery sprouts from it. Mountains rise. You see, almost like your vision zooming in, you see the animals coming into existence. And then he turns his head to one side, and you can see him growing visibly younger. Color coming back to his beard. And he goes and just tosses his hand in a direction. And as he does, a smattering of humanoid fingers spring up. And he smiles to himself. And then he turns to you.
I see why the other god's wondering how you'll do this. This is, a lot. May I ask your name?
He shakes his head, and then he speaks, and it's almost as soon as he speaks, the tone, the vocal, essentially his accent leaves you. Like you almost can't remember his accent. It's just the words remain in your mind. And he says, if you were to know my name and truly understand what it means, as you can see today, you would be gods yourselves.
Okay.
And while that may be
Wow.
within your future, it is not for today.
Okay. So what do I call you?
Once again, he almost shrugs. He doesn't actually shrug, it's just you. Yeah, you just get this sense of, you can call me whatever you like. I simply am.
Okay. Hope you understand. Bit wild for just all this to happen to a person.
Yeah, it's almost as if he just transmits an emotion of understanding. He doesn't even say, I understand or anything. You just immediately get this overwhelming feeling that he does.
Okay. Are the other two here with me?
Yeah, they're standing there.
Okay, I turn around to them and just mouth what the fuck at. So the mace? Why me? I guess. What do I ask God? Hey guys. Hey guys. What do I ask the God of creation?
You just feel this almost just benevolent feeling over you, and he said, and you once again like feel the words in your mind rather than actually spoken. And you basically hear him say, "I'm not just the God of creation."
God of everything?
You see a smile wash over his face, and he nods. They are merely my stewards.
Oh God. You're really strong.
You called.
Alright, that just God would work, wouldn't it? Uh seriously do not know what to ask you. Duh.
And you just get again once again this feeling that pretty much the most important thing to him is right and wrong.
Okay, is that
It's almost a feeling of law, but not a law that you're familiar with. Like this isn't the law of don't go out at night at 10:30 because that's curfew. This is more the like inherentness of right and wrong.
right? Okay. So why me?
Because you are a man of order and doing the right thing, though you may not enforce it on others as much as some would think you should, you still appreciate it. And he wants you to know the fullness of right and wrong rather than just a person's laws, a king's laws. He wants you to know that a king's laws aren't everything. Well,
Okay.
a king's laws does matter, but it's his because he's the king in this case.
Okay.
He steps behind you for a second, and he just pats Frocky's head. And he kind of crouches down to your level, but as he does, he just shrinks to your size instead. And he reaches out a hand, as if to shake your hand.
Yeah, sure. I'll
He
extend
takes
my
your hand and like a shake it, and as he does, you just get this overwhelming feeling that you are loved.
Hmm.
And he stands up, but it's weird because he's not actually standing up, he's just expanding to his normal height. And he walks over to you, Ailah, and extends his hand.
And I will definitely shake his hand.
Mm-hmm. As you do, you get that same feeling of just awe-inspiring, what's it called?
Inner peace.
yeah, like this awe-inspiring, unconditional love, and that sense of peace that comes with the knowledge that someone cares for you and wants to protect you.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns to you, Larimar, and he offers his hand.
I take it.
Yeah, and as you take it, you also get that sense of love, but also it's you just get this sense of enduring calm across you. Like you're still awe-inspired in his presence, but yeah, it's that kind of that calm that knows that. Yeah, I don't know how to put it. Yeah, but it's just this massive sense of calm.
Okay.
And then he turns back to this marble that's spinning, and you can see that it's almost like time is passing at a rapid rate. You can see towns springing up. You can see things come and go. You can see he almost looks pained as you watch wars happen.
Yeah. What is it you want me to do?
And he looks at you and he says, well, you feel it in your mind. Just know me.
And how do I do that? How 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 do I do that?
That same smile crosses his face, and you hear, in a way, you already do.
Okay.
If you want to show it, there are many things you can do. Do right by yourself and others. But mainly, just know me. And he smiles. And as he does, you feel yourself being pulled closer to the big marble. And as you descend, you can see yourself heading towards the islands.
Okay.
And you look behind you and you can see him. It's almost like he's getting bigger. But as he's getting bigger, the details of him seem less and less. What's it called? Like more blurred, like less and less clear.
Is this
And
all
then,
of us?
yeah, you can all look back and see this. And as you kind of reach the first layer of clouds around the marble, you wake up. And you're in the same place you were at the end of last session. But
Oh.
the lady's still there. She's still looking at you. Well, trying to look at you. She's trying to turn her head to see you.
I just look to the other two. And I mouth what the fuck a second time.
But yeah, each of you can still feel the warmth of his hand on yours.
Okay.
And that's where we'll leave it this session.
Great.
Very interesting.
Wow, perfect timing. I gotta go anyways. I'm sitting here falling asleep. Oh my gosh, but I'm excited for next week. So that was good.
I'll never do expository again. I put you to sleep.
I can't wait until we talk to the other guys next week and tell them we met the god of creation.
Yeah,
And several other
Rocky,
gods.
Rocky, you actually have to make all the videos visible, public.
They are
because, cool. Because half of them weren't.
now. Yeah.
And yeah, once this one's finished processing and put it up, okay, and then
Sweet.
the others can watch it.
Oh yeah.
Is it next week?
Yeah.
Yep. We'll
Cool.
see you then. Feel like it's been a long day for everybody.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
It's all good. It was a nice chill session.
Yeah. Anyway, it's like 20 to 8 and I have washing outside I need to go grab, so
Yep, catch
if
you,
you're
man.
still here when I get back, I'll talk to you, but I have to go grab that now.
Yep.
Alright. I suppose I shall do the same as my colleagues. Make like a treant and leaf.
Indeed.
And with that, we end.